Willie Contraband here, and welcome to Beyond Duality.
Beyond duality, three eyes in a circle. Willie Contraband, no soul, controversial. Facts on facts, but my name's not Urkel. Hit 'em where it hurts till their heart turns purple. They say they got your back.
Alright. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you very much. Today I'm gonna do a universal reading, collective reading for the month of June, which came here too soon. But I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I'm ready to lay it down. I'm out here in my backyard, believe it or not. It looks like I'm on a couch, right? Yeah, we got a couch in the backyard. Just chilling. My dog Lucia, what are you doing? But yeah, guys, I just been living life. I'm sorry if I'm absent at times, if I'm not up here in the digital world as much, but in the physical world I'm just out here just putting in work right now, to be honest, like in a lot of different ways, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, especially, and physically, in all ways, like I just been out here doing my thing in the 3D because I need to, actually be here at times. The digital world, I feel like, takes us away from the physical realm, and maybe we forget to take care of our responsibilities, or take care of, things we got to do, or even forget to take care of ourselves, especially, So I've been becoming more and more aware as time goes on that, the more time I spend in the digital world, the less time I actually spend in the real world doing what I gotta do, things that actually matter, that could, enhance my skill sets and my mind and my heart and all that good stuff, my vibration, my frequency, so that when I do come to you guys, I could provide you something of high quality, But yeah, guys, I'm still here, still doing my thing. Even if you don't see me in the internet all the time, I'm everywhere. Yeah. But yeah, guys, let's get to it. So biggest thing is right now, entering June, is that it's pretty much retrograde season time. Not just Mercury retrograde. I know everyone's very familiar with Mercury retrograde, but it's retrograde season, as in we got a whole bunch of planets going in retrograde, such as what we got already is Saturn and Pluto, two like big time players that those are big effects on us. Jupiter's in retrograde, then Neptune's gonna be retrograde once we're like mid-June. Then Mercury retrograde, and then Chiron retrograde. So a whole bunch of retrogrades, right? What does this mean when it's retrograde season? Not just Mercury retrograde, when it's retrograde season, multiple planets going in retrograde, right? What it means is that things are resurfacing. Let me break retrograde down, or retrograde. You ever heard of, like, in the fashion world, when things are retro, that means like that style is coming back, like it's returning, is returning, right? So when you see retro and then grade, so retro to return, it's coming back again, and then grade, like when you're grading someone on something, or your teacher's grading you on your test or whatever it may be, like giving it a grade. So things are returning, so you give it a grade. And how do you give things a grade? You got to review things, right? You got to reanalyze things. So what's going on right now, it's going to be some weird stuff, and when I say weird, I mean like a lot of things are going to resurface, right? As things continue to resurface within this next month that's coming up, it's going to be weird, because you're going to be like, I thought I was done with that. I thought I'd been past that part of my life. I thought I already took care of that. I thought I already found the solution to that problem. I thought I was over with this person. I thought this situation was done at work. I thought whatever, right? A lot of things that we thought was, done deal is actually not. And more than anything, what I feel like it's going to be more of things that affect you mentally and emotionally, because we got planets that are transiting through Cancer, right? So Mars in Cancer, right? Sun and Moon gonna transit through Cancer, obviously. Tis the season. What was it? Mercury's gonna be in Cancer, which is a big one, and then Mercury's gonna be retrograde in July. So we got, in the mental realm where Mercury rules, we got a lot of confliction in a way, or contrast of emotional and mental, because that's almost like you would feel like two different worlds here and here, right? But Mercury in Cancer and Mars in Cancer, just them two alone, makes me feel like June is going to be a time of really swimming through our emotions. I think we're going to have to really try to keep our peace. I think we're going to have to not let things affect us in an emotional way, because I think we're going to be like so sensitive to everything, And when I say sensitive, I always like to reaffirm this when I speak of sensitivity, because being sensitive is like your senses, so your sensibility, as in how you could feel someone else, like empathetically, or how you could sense when something's about to happen before it happens, or what this person's about to say right before they say it. Like, that's really what sensitivity means. But the way we learn or taught or make it seem what sensitive means is just like an emotional crime thing. But more than that, beyond that, people that are really sensitive, that's why they cry a lot, is because they could really feel much more energy behind what other people could feel, but the sensitivity is going to be at a high rate right now, especially in June coming up, because like I said, Mercury in the mind, he's over here, but then trying to figure things out through here, and you're going to just be like conflicting each other, kind of like, oh, I want to do this, but my heart's telling me no, or my mind's saying yes, or whatever it is, like we're gonna have to find our balance within our mental and emotional realms, within our energies inside. I guess that means working on certain chakras, like the heart chakra, and the crown chakra, maybe third eye, because Cancer is very intuitive as well. But I think this is gonna be a time of us having to trust our instincts, because it's retrograde season, so all these planets are going to be in retrograde, so we have to slow down a little bit. The energy is going to slow down, so we have to slow down with it, because the energy already, just with Pluto and Saturn, is already heavy. It's already murky, it's already sludgy energy, that it's I feel like we're all just trying to get through these things, we're all just trying to fight through, and then multiple more planets are going to go retrograde, which is really going to feel like we're not getting a break on things, things are trying to hold us back, and sometimes in order to move forward you have to move backwards. I always give the example of the bow and arrow. So let's say I got my imaginary bow and arrow, right? The only way that arrow could go forward is for me to pull back on it, and then usually the further you pull back that arrow, boop, the further the arrow goes. So these mysterious ways of the universe, we have to go backwards sometimes to go forward, as ironic and contradicting and weird that sounds, but we have to go backwards sometimes you have to take a step back so you can see the whole picture. You see, when I'm up close, all you guys can see is my face, right? My pretty face, right? But when I take a step back, you can see more of my body, you can see my arms, you know what I'm saying? I could take a step back more and just see my whole body, so you get to understand things better when you take a step back and reanalyze, reflect. re-observe, re-understand, you know. I always like to say also, like, recycle, you know, because we're in cycles, you know, where especially astrology breaks that down, is we're in multiple cycles that are simultaneously going. So right now we're in a cycle where, you know, everything's about a retrograde, which is retrograde season. So this is the cycle that it's like kind of like recycle, you know. So you're gonna go through your old cycles again, because when it's retrograde, it's like the planets are kind of, you know, moving a little backwards. So they're going back on those things they missed, or going to back to certain problems that probably weren't, like, you know, fine-tuned. You gotta like refine it, you know. So right now is going to be a lot of residue type of thing. Like, you know, we're going to have to clean up a lot of things within ourselves, I believe, you know, especially emotionally. And especially, too, I keep going back to the emotional aspect because, you know, Cancer and all that. But the moon, which is, you know, rules Cancer, and the moon is the mood, right? I always say the moon is the mood because I don't know if you're aware, but the moon controls the tides in the ocean, right? The high tides and the low tides. So that's water. If it could control that big amount, that big body of water, and we're made of water as well, it controls us as well. That's why when there's a full moon, they say everybody get crazy because you got high tides, you know. But the moon controls when we have high moods and low moods, you know. So the moon is going to be crossing through Gemini, Cancer at this moment, you know, that we're going into June. And then it's going to cross Jupiter, which is going to be in retrograde, which is already in retrograde. Then Saturn and Pluto in retrograde, back to back to back. All these three planets, these three big, strong planets that have a big impact on us, the moon's going to be crossing through there, and they're in retrograde. So we're going to be going through a lot of emotions that we're trying to seek within ourselves. We're trying to find something in ourselves. And when it comes to that Saturn Pluto, I'll be straight up, like, it's a little dark. Like, you know, we have to really dig deep into ourselves to find the answers we're looking for. And we're looking for something right now, you know. And some of us might feel clueless because I feel like we're going in this, like, kind of, how do I say, like, teetering back and forth phase in 2019. And 2019 is to get us prepped for 2020, but I think that's why it keeps going back and forth, because the thing is that I feel like we're finding our purpose little by little. People are figuring out what they want to do with their lives, or they're knowing what they don't want to do with their lives. But the thing is that I feel we're getting so big of wanting to do so many things that we're not realizing, in order to do these new things in our lives, or to keep building bigger, better things in our lives, we have to get rid of the old stuff. And I feel like that's why these retrogrades are so heavy right now, because it's like we got to get rid of the old stuff, you know. Like, we're carrying too much, and we're thinking we're moving forward just because, like, you know, we're getting a sense of, like, oh, I know what I want to do, and I this interests me, or whatever it is. But then you're going back because it's like, why can't I do it? Why is it not as easy as I thought? Why is it not just working out? You know. And we have to go back to get rid of some certain things. Like, there's a lot of energy blockages out here. There's a lot of distractions, right? Now I say distractions because we're trying to attract stuff, right? Our attractions are getting off track because there's a lot of distractions, and most of the distractions come from mainly ourselves, the way we are conditioned, or the routines that we set for ourselves. You know, also, like, going back to the emotional thing, we're holding on to a lot of emotional stuff. You know, there's a lot of traumatic stuff, you know. And right now, especially like with Mars and Cancer, I feel like that brings, like, trauma to a whole new level with Mars and Cancer, because, you know, Mars doesn't really enjoy being in Cancer, to be honest. And that's not bad to anyone that has, you know, Mars and Cancer in their natal chart. It's just that there's high tides when Cancer's around, and Mars needs that fire, you know. So Mars kind of almost drowns when it's in Cancer, and that's really one of the signs that kind of slow Mars down. And, you know, Mars is heavy duty, he's strong, he keep it going, he moves fast, and he does his thing, you know. God of war, God of fire, take you higher. That's why you got the arrow that goes up, you know. But it's gonna be a lot of trauma things that we're gonna have to deal with. You know, we might be making new businesses or starting new jobs, or you know, starting new chapters in our lives, whether it's like you're just moving out your house, or you're getting a boyfriend or girlfriend, or you know, you got a partner, or you opened up a business, whatever it may be, right? And I feel like we're starting these new things in our lives, and we've been working on them, but more than anything, I feel like, you know, we're still scared of things, you know? Whoa! Some of my cards flew away. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to go get that. Hold up. I'll be right back, guys. Pardon the interruption. Alright, I'm back. I think I got them all. I hope I got them all. Yeah, we're gonna need these cards in a little bit, so I didn't want to lose them. I didn't want to be missing a couple, because then we might not get the message we need. But like I was saying, let me get to the point. I think we're afraid. I think we're scared of a lot of things right now. You know, the future is sometimes scary, even though you know it's gonna be a bright one, because it's still unknown. So you don't exactly know where you're going right now. And say if you're starting a new relationship, a new boyfriend, new girlfriend, or a new business, or whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be like brand spanking new, you know, but more of new as in it's been recent. You just had it maybe like for a couple months or a year or something. That's still new, you know. Think of a baby. A baby feels like it's new the first few years. That baby, you know, like it's still growing and stuff. So, and it's still learning at a high level. So, you know, same thing when you start a new relationship, business, or whatever it is. It takes time, and it's still new. Even if you're in a relationship for a year or two, that's still new. Even if you're doing business for a year or two, that's still new, you know. So these things are popping up, and I think we're scared of certain things. We're probably, you know, fearing success, or fearing making the same mistakes, or fearing getting hurt, or whatever it may be. And that's going to bring trauma up. That's going to bring our old cycles. That's why this is like a re-cycle. When it's retrograde time, things are returning. They're resurfacing, you know. So I think our test right now, because we have hella tests, because Saturn's in Capricorn. So everything right now. So, and right there, that's the opposition too. Saturn's in Capricorn, and that's opposition to Cancer. So these are the things that, you know, are kind of like weighing us down, is Saturn and Pluto in Cancer. I mean, in Capricorn, you know, opposing all the stuff that's going in Cancer right now. It's like, it's definitely a lot of emotional, you know, mental things going on, logic versus feelings type of thing. But I think we got to face our trauma more than anything. We have to not be afraid no more, and know that we are changing our lives, you know, that we don't have to keep living that old way. And that's why things resurface, is because the universe is pretty much trying to show you, like, hey, say goodbye to this. Make sure you don't forget this taste, because you know, you don't want this no more. You know, you don't want these old things no more. And why do you keep, you know, kind of like putting your energy to it, you know? So it's time to say bye, you know, get whatever last taste you need to kind of remind you on the rest of your journey. Remind, holla, remind you, you know what I'm saying? Put that back in your mind, that you don't want these old things no more. You don't want these things that cause you all this trauma. Because that's all it is right now, man. We're on the journey of healing. Like, it's crazy. Like, everything really right now to get us prepared is we have to heal ourselves, because if we're not 100%, keep going through this journey, we're going to just be suffering, you know, carrying a whole bunch of old baggage, and keep poking at our wounds, you know. Don't let the cut close up and scar up and give you new skin. And that's not a way to win. That's not a way to live. That's not a way to be. So I think right now we got to face our traumas, and, you know, tell ourselves that we're worthy. We deserve to live a good life, you know. We deserve to build on these new relationships, new businesses, new, you know, ventures that we're in, because it's important, you know. So definitely that's a big thing that I wanted to cover. What I feel like right now, I'm outside, you know, when nature is beautiful. I'm very grateful. I'm extremely grateful. And I'm kind of enjoying this, like doing the reading out here, because I feel like, you know, Mama Earth is talking to me while I'm out here. And, you know, the wind, the way it's blowing, and the sun how it's beaming, it's just giving me energy, telling me, man, let's get to the reading part. Let's get to the collective reading. That's what's calling me right now, to be honest. So let's get to this. Right. So I appreciate y'all. This is gonna be a collective reading for all of us, because that's what I'm trying to remind people more than anything, is like, yo, don't forget, we're all one out here, even though everything out here is designed to make us feel divided. You know, there's no such thing as different races and stuff. We're all one race. It's called the human race. So that's why, you know, I started directing my channel more to a collective energy, and I still do individual energies, but collective is important, because in order to get there, to get where we want to go, to get there, we got to do it together. To get there, we got to do it together. Look at the words, put the letters together and play with it, alright? But in order to get there, we got to do it together. To get there together. To get there together. I just planted hella seeds in your head. Alright, so one card did turn over while I was talking. My stuff. Where's it at? Oh, here we go. Found it. Ooh, yo, I don't make this up. I swear. So the card we got for the collective is Major Arcana, the Stars. And I love this card because let's break it down. Check it out. Got a good view. So you see here, the woman is with source, with the water, and she got all the elements around her, you know. She got earth, water, she got the fire, and then she's high in the mountains, so she got that pure air. And you can see how she's naked, right? Naked is symbolization for freedom, you know, to be at your natural state. And it's crazy because as a collective right now, what I believe is, like I just said, it's time to heal. That's why I said I can't make this up, because the star card is also Aquarius, and Aquarius represents the collective. That's why I was like, oh, duh. But the star card talks about, you know, us gathering resources together, us working as one, as, you know, having our own economy flowing, you know, financially and with resources, you know. I believe right now what we're getting to is, you know, the healing stage of that before we could get to that, because we were once that. We all were once here, fully aware that we have to help each other, and with each other we could make things work, right? But I think we're at the healing stage at that, and what a better time than in Cancer, you know? Like I said, there's a lot of emotional, mental things for the most part, but that's how we heal. And Cancer is the mother energy, you know. That's the nurturing energy of the zodiac. That's where, you know, we create our families and create our legacies, and you know, take care of ourselves, is in Cancer, you know. That's why Cancer is so emotional. It's so responsive and empathetic to those certain energies that need its help, you know. So right now it's like we're going through these things because we need help, man. Like, we need help emotionally and mentally, and in all aspects, but mostly emotionally and mentally, I think, is where our biggest traumas lie. So I really think that star card popped up to, you know, remind us to help each other, you know. It might seem hard because we might think like we're the only ones going through all this shit, but we're not, yo. I try to remind people because I do help a lot of people on the daily, weekly, monthly basis, in the physical and digital world, and people that live near me, and people that are in different states, different countries. Like, I'm really getting a crazy perspective, an understanding and overstanding of how we are as a collective. That's why I've been going towards this type of energy for my videos now, because we all aren't aware, but I'm starting to see it little by little, because I'm helping all these people that live in different places, right? Function on different laws, different time zones. There's different vortexes in the earth, so there's different energies depending where you're located, you know. But at the same time, everybody's going through something similar. Like, it boggles my mind. Like, we're all going through similar shit, so don't ever think you're by yourself. That star card was just saying, yo, we are all together. We are all one. When you look at the stars, you look at the stars as one thing. Like, you look up to the sky and you're like, oh, look at the stars. You know, it looks like, oh, look, there's one thing that's above us in the sky all the time, you know. But then you see that all the stars are one little star by itself. You know, it's made up of a whole bunch of little stars, you know, when we look up into the celestial atmosphere. So that's how we are down here, you know, and we made of stardust, you know, so we all got a little bit of the same thing in us, you know. So don't ever think you're alone, especially at these points, because I said it is dark, murky times, you know. So you're not alone, all right? You're not alone. You're really not. We're all going through similar shit. We just all don't talk about it. We don't communicate. So that's why we think we're the only ones that are going through it. But the more I talk to a lot of people, everyone goes through something similar and at similar times, because we're all under the same sky, where the same energies are affecting us, you know. But that's what it is. Let's keep it moving, keep it flowing, keep it going, keep it growing. We're gonna start the individual stars, not the whole collective stars. And we're gonna start with Aries, my beautiful Aries. How you doing? We're gonna see what we got for you for the month of June. We're gonna pull a card, any card. Well, I don't pull it, the universe pulls it for me. But I like to see what is meant to be, instead of me trying to control the situation. So whenever the card pops out, oh, so we had 3 cards pop out. I'll read all 3 for you, Aries. We got, alright, wow, let's get it. So we got Queen of Wands to start off. That Queen of fire, that desire, that action, that passion. And in this case, it's about nourishment, about nurturing yourself. And also in nature, connecting, you know. Queen of Wands, I always say it, it's like, right here is the main queen, where she's at her highest position. But right there, that's her other position, being a mother, a nurturer more than anything, you know. And then that's her inner child. That's the way I always read these cards. Your higher self, your inner self, and then your inner child, you know. And the thing about that is, you know, when Queen of Wands pops up, I think it's saying, like, take care of yourself. Make sure you don't forget about yourself. Make sure that, you know, you're not relying or depending on other people for your happiness, for your livelihood, you know. And then, second card that popped up, Queen of Pentacles. More queen energy, the Queen of Earth, the Queen of Corns, the nature. So once again, going back to the nature energy, going back to the earth, and it's saying you got all the resources you need, Aries. You got whatever it is you want to do right now. You got the tools, you got the resources. There's actually people looking at you like, yo, like, share some of that, share the wealth, you know. And sometimes we might not realize that we got so much wealth right in our hands because it's not evident. Sometimes we look at wealth like it's more money than anything, and it's not. Wealth is not just money, you know. Wealth is how you kind of act when you got money, or if you get some money, or you get some bonus, or you get some extra change you wasn't expecting. How do you act? That's how you show how wealthy you are. You know, wealth is also about abundance. You know, realizing that you're always good. Think the universe is always providing for you, Aries, especially for Aries, bro, because Aries likes everything fast. So the universe, as soon as you want something, the universe is like, here it is. And I think at this point it's just more of you realizing it, right? And I think people around you are realizing it, because what else you got was the 6 of Pentacles. And I think it's becoming evident that, you know, you're a very fortunate person, you're a hardworking person, you're doing your thing, and you're trying to balance things out. And make sure that, you know, right now I feel like more than anything, you have to balance out giving. You know, maybe things might be rocky or might not be as fluid because maybe you're not giving as much, Aries, you know. It might be hard because I said, like, Mars is in Cancer, so, you know, that's really, like, you know, a watery place for you where you drown in a way that it's like you might think too much is going on, you know, like you might be overwhelmed. But it all looks good here. I think more than anything is, like, you know, sharing is caring. You know, take care of yourself. And also realize how abundant you are, how resourceful you are. When you want things, you get it, Aries. You feel me? So make sure you take care of yourself, take care of other people, and realize the abundance in your life. You know, be grateful for these things in your life. Because I think Aries, for the most part, especially now, they, you know, because Uranus left Aries, I think you're getting, you know, a lot of things are flowing into your life easier, you know, but there might be a lot going on at the same time that you don't realize it. But thank you for tuning in, Aries. I appreciate you. Much love. Next we got Taurus. How y'all doing? Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Oh, Taurus, I love y'all, Taurus. Let's see what we got for you for the month of June. Alright. We got Major Arcana, Strength card. So when Strength pops up, I always look at it as, strength, but not like, oh, physical strength, I'm strong. More strength of as your spirit strength, mental strength, being brave, emotional strength. Also, strength from your core, as in your courage, and your core is right here, and that comes from the heart. And in Latin, Spanish, you say heart in Spanish is corazón, core, razón, right? The core, that's where the heart is placed, in the core. So I think strength is coming from the core right now, from your heart, from your spirit. Mentally, you have to get through things. I feel like I don't think there's too many challenges, as in things you haven't gone through, but I think you guys are gonna get a little maybe pissed off when things resurface and you see that things that you thought you already accomplished, you have to do it again. And when I say that, it's kind of like, not that you got to do the whole process over again, but it's like these retrogrades take you back to kind of say, hey, you missed a spot. And like when, say, you clean it and someone comes around like, hey, you missed a spot, you get tight, like you get mad, you get pissed off, like, yo, leave me alone, like, why are you talking to me like that? It's gonna be like that. The universe is gonna like bring something old back, and it's gonna be like, hey, you forgot about this, you didn't take care of this, you didn't face this, Taurus, because sometimes you try to neglect your responsibilities, and you're gonna be like, yo, but I'm trying. But strength is definitely gonna come from the heart. Don't let things overwhelm you, especially emotionally. And I think you're getting close, Taurus. Taurus is, we got Uranus in Taurus now, so you guys got a lot of balancing to do, I believe. Also, there's gonna be moments of explosion, as in, how do I say, like ideas are gonna pop up, or an explosion of a feeling that you're like, I gotta get something done, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, right? So right now is being aware of conserving your energy, being strong mentally, but not overwhelming yourself to the point that you don't feel good, because Taurus likes to feel good. Taurus likes to be in comfort, and I understand that. But stay strong, Taurus. I think it's your time is coming. I know you guys been through a lot, but that's why more than anything is the strength is coming from your core, your corazón, your heart. All right. So take that to the heart, and I hope I see you next month. Yeah. Cool. I love you guys. All right. Next we got, what is it? Gemini. Alright, cool. How you guys doing? I appreciate you tuning in. Alright, Geminis, the card I got for you, of course, would be Two of Swords. And I say of course because if you saw what I was talking about earlier in this video, I was talking about Mercury, ruler of Gemini. It's talking about Mercury going into Cancer. So here's sword energy, which is the mind energy, like Mercury is the mind. And then there's some water right here in the background, like Cancer. Cancer is water, So I definitely think this is saying you guys gotta like maybe make decisions, make up your mind about something, and it might be emotionally, and you're gonna have to like probably meditate on it and feel what your intuition is telling you, because Cancer is about intuition too. So that's the time of the season that's coming through. Well, not the time of the season that's coming. Yeah, time of the season, Cancer season is coming through, but I mean, like, a lot of planets are in Cancer. That's what I meant to say. But you see how, this person right here has the blindfold over their head, and they got the two swords going in two different directions. So that's saying the answer is going to come from somewhere from your third eye, which I like to say your third eye is actually your first eye. So make sure you use it. But I think it's going to come from intuition. Either you got to meditate, you got to pray, talk to your guides, look for higher answers, look within yourself, search within, dig inside, and find what you got to do. I think you're at a threshold right now, Gemini. I feel like you're like right in between of, doing something and then maybe doing something else that you might go the other way, because I know how you guys are. You guys got so many great ideas that sometimes you don't know which way to do first. Because it's not that you can't do all the things that you want to do, Gemini, but you got to pick one side first. You got to pick one direction first. You got to go in one way first, okay? So make that decision. Make it with great precision. And do your thing, Gemini. Fly high. Mercury retrograde is coming up too, so those are always a boost for Geminis. Not for everybody else. Everybody hates it, but Geminis, if you use the energy in the right way, it'll treat you in the right way. Much love. All right, next we got Cancer. How you doing? And we got, of course, King of Chalices, King of Cups, King of Water. So when King of Chalices pops up, I look at it more than anything as being resourceful, also being very aware of your surroundings, because you can see he's like on his throne in the middle of the ocean, and not being fearful, being love-based. Water is the emotion, it's the soul, and more than anything, that the highest vibration of our emotions, the highest vibration of our soul is love. So I think you got to be at a high frequency of love to make sure you're not fearing things, because a lot of things are going to be happening to Cancer right now, and not in a bad way. It's just there's a lot of stuff going on. If you watch the beginning of this video, the first half, it was mainly talking about how there's so much stuff going through Cancer, and a lot of things are going to be emotionally and mentally affecting us, but I think if you're at a love-based position and knowing that you're resourceful, knowing that you got all the tools that you need for anything that you would run into, I think you're going to be in a good place, especially emotionally, which is big for Cancer, because if Cancer's not good emotionally, then nothing's good. Is that right? I know how it goes. But yeah, Cancer, take care of yourself, especially emotionally. More than anything, be aware. Your season's right around the corner, so you about to get these major boosts, and it's gonna treat you good. So definitely be aware that you're on the throne, just like the King of Chalices. You're on your throne, and put your crown on and stay in tune. Don't let all these energies steer you the wrong way, because there's nothing outside of you at this point that you need. Even though it might feel like it, there's nothing outside of you that you don't need, that you already have within yourself. So trust yourself. Alright, Cancer? Much peace, much love. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Alright, next we got Leo. What it do? And what we got for you, Leo, is Major Arcana, the Wheel of Fortune. And this is also Jupiter at play. I always like to say, with the Wheel of Fortune, obviously, it's always good, it sounds good, Wheel of Fortune, yeah, but what it does more than anything, it makes it a time of higher learning, right? So if you can see here in the cards, all the archetypes, they got books, they're all reading books. Well, this guy's not reading it, he's standing on it. But they're reading books, and right here you can see too, there's you, Leo, the lion with the wings, one of the main archetypes, 4 archetypes. But anyways, what I'm trying to say, June is looking like a precious moment for you. There's gonna be a lot of jewels and gems out here, and you just got to make sure that you're aware that there's a lot of things to be grateful for. And when it's saying higher learning, it's higher earning. So that goes based on all the currencies that there is, as in and currency is a current. So like air currency, electric currency, water currency, wind currency, these currents all produce and generating energy, right? So we have other currencies as well, like our time and our energy, like our attention is a currency, because they say pay attention, you're paying attention, also the way you spending your time. Like, you spend money, you spending time. You know, that's currency. That's why I say time is money. You heard me? But the Wheel of Fortune, I think, is saying, you know, you got a lot of good things. You got a lot of things in your life that you're fortunate. Maybe you're not realizing it. And that's kind of causing you to go through certain slumps or certain bumps in your life. I also think the Wheel of Fortune is saying, you know, get yourself prepared, because there's a lot of things ahead. And when these things expose itself to you, when opportunities are knocking at your door, you know, when it's time, when it's game time, you have to, you know, you have to show up, you have to be there, and you have to be prepared. And I always say practice, because when it's time to take action, that practice is pre-action. Practice is pre-action, is pre-active practice. So be pre-active for the things that you want to be active about. It's just saying, like, easiest thing of practice is basketball. If you want to take that action, you want to be active and be a basketball player, and you want to be one of the best, or you want to be great, or whatever it is your goal is. In order to get better, you got to practice. And if you want to be in the game and you want to be active in the game, you got to be pre-active at practice, you know. So practice. Practice also means to be prepared, you know, to be properly equipped, you know, and just be ready, you know. Just be ready, Leo. You know, there's a lot of things that I think you already have a lot of fortunes right now, because, you know, we did have all those eclipses and stuff, major shifting moments in Leo and Aquarius. So Leo got heavy downloads with these last like 2.5 years, like super heavy. So I think more than anything is just, you know, now it's game time. Like, Wheel of Fortune is here. It's time to spin the wheel. It's a game, right? So Wheel of Fortune's here. It's time to spin the wheel. It's game time. Be properly prepared. I hope you've been practicing how to, you know, turn the wheel, because whatever it lands on, you gotta be ready for whatever it is. You know, usually we'll feel of fortune, the fields of fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is usually, you know, saying there's a time of, you know, higher searching as well, expansion, growth. So this might be a time that you're going to grow a lot within a short period of time, and just be, you know, when you're practicing, you're getting your body accustomed, you're getting your energy accustomed, you're getting your mind accustomed, your emotions accustomed. So, you know, the more you grow, the more it could fit in. You know, the bigger your energy gets, the more space there is to be filled, you know. So definitely keep practicing so your body's adapt and ready for when these moments come up and opportunities are there. Because if you gotta go, you gotta go. You know, you can't say, wait, let me study a little longer. No, you had your time. Hi, Leo. Don't be scared though, Leo season coming up. So be aware of all the blessings and the portals open up. Yar. Yo, there's always love. I appreciate you for tuning in. Much peace. Alright, next we got Virgo, my lovely Virgos, my lovely. How you doing? How you feeling? How you living, Virgo? Let's see what card popped out for you. Of course, Major Arcana, Temperance. And I always say temperance is almost the acceptance that things are temporary. But it also could be your temper, right? Like your temperature. So how have you been balancing that temperature within you, Virgo? Have you been pissed at the world? Have you been mad at everything around you? Or are you being grateful? Are you keeping yourself at the proper temperature so you're not boiling mad? Because I think a lot of things are happening to Virgo right now. Especially when you see the temperance, there's a lot of source energy. And when I say source energy, you can see the light that's coming out. The light is electricity, like fire. There's the water, nature, high elevation, pure air. So we got all these elements. There's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of source energy flowing through Virgo. And I think usually when a lot of source energy coming through, especially at times like this, where, how can I say, at times like this, there's a lot of trauma coming through. If you saw like the first half of this video, it talks quite a bit about trauma and us having to heal. when you go into these higher levels, the universe is going to make you have to heal certain things, because if you're here for a higher purpose, especially Virgo right now, I think Virgo has many qualities qualities that the rest of the zodiac doesn't have. An aspect of like emotional, but also earthly, and also organization, mindful skills that it has, because it's an earth sign, but it has Mercury in it, and its opposition is Pisces, heavy water, so it understands the emotions, and Virgos are emotional as well, but sometimes too logic, so Virgo has a lot of energy, and I think they're a key player in the future for our generations, so what I'm trying to say here is, universe is going to put you through tests. Saturn's going to put you through a lot of tests, to see if you are worthy, or you are ready, or prepared to take these things on. And Virgo, master healer type shit, you have to know and be aware that you're here for some type of healing, whether it's on a mass level, on a universal collective level, it's for the world, or for the people that you live with, for your spouse, or your kids, your family, whatever it may be, or for yourself, right? But Virgo's master healer, and I think a lot of Virgos are kind of going through certain things that, gonna connect you with source, and sometimes in order to connect with source, we have to become more lighter, we have to heal things. So all I'm trying to say is, with temperance, is balance your temper, also realize things are temporary, the acceptance that things are temporary with temperance. Accept that whatever you're going through is not forever. It's for a higher purpose. It's to elevate you. I think you're super connected right now, and you have to stay connected. Not let things unbalance you. And just keep doing your thing. Keep striving to be your best. Alright, Virgo. There's always love. Oh, dropped all these cards. There's a lot going on with you, Virgo. But there's always love, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'll see you soon. Much peace, much love. Alright, next we got Libra. How you doing, Libra? What it be like, Libra? You Librarians, right? But yeah, we about to do the collective. We did the collective reading in the first half. Go check that out if you didn't. But we about to do your personal reading. Not personal, but personally, individually for your sign. What popped up is 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Coins, 3 of Earth, Libra. So I feel like what this is saying is, you gotta network, you gotta connect with other people. I feel like whatever you're doing right now, the most beneficial thing is gonna be to connect and, be a human, have a human interaction, 3 of Pentacles is also about collaborations. If you're an artist, Leo, maybe not Leo, I call you Leo. If you are artist, Libra, make sure you connect. Make sure you connect with other people. You never know what kind of ideas you could put together with other people. This also might mean starting a business, but not even starting a business, but expanding a business as well. So if you are doing any business type of things, make sure you're not keeping to yourself, how Libra likes to sometimes do. Make sure you're connecting with people. Business is a people thing also, and life too. Life is a people thing. We're all here together, right? Don't forget that, Libra. But yeah, 3 of Pentacles is definitely showing networking, building, especially. I think you're trying to build a certain lifestyle for yourself, and I think in order for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve, you have to do it with other people. Wherever, like I said earlier in this video too, the only way to get there, right, is to get there. Together is how we get there. To get there, you have to do it together. So I think you're at a point of expansion, either within yourself or your friends, or your business, or any project you're working on, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. It's definitely gonna call for extra help, extra hands, extra ideas and stuff. So don't limit yourself. Don't be afraid to connect how you are sometimes, especially that we're going into retrograde season. Sometimes we want to return into our own little nest and not really have to deal with outer parts, counterparts, other people. But make sure you do. I think whatever it is that you're going for, you have to do it with other people. So don't be the lonely loner like you like to be sometimes, Libra. Much peace, much love. I'll see you next month. Alright. Next we got Scorpio, the underworld. How you doing? And we got for you King of Pentacles, King of Earth, King of Coins. Alright, Scorpio. What this is saying is that you living, man. I think you live in, Scorpio. I think a lot of good things are happening to you, financially, energetically. You know, I think you're kind of getting on your game. I think you're really like getting in the sway of things. You're building, and you're building, and you want this life that you pretty much have right here. I think you're building on trades, you're building on strength. I think you see right here, this guy's pushing the bull back, and that bull represents Taurus. Taurus is your counterpart, your opposition, and that's Pentacles, that earth energy. And what I think right now is you're balancing that. I think you're starting to become a little more open. I think little by little, a little more trusting, just a little. All right, Scorpio, just a little bit. I'm not saying you're trusting everybody and everything, but I think you're becoming a little more trusting, and you're reaching outside of yourself to like work with people. I also think that you have abundance right now, even if you're aware or not. I think there's a lot of abundance in your life. I think there's a lot of prosperity. I think you have all the resources you need, and I think you have people helping you. That was popping out a lot to me. But more than anything, I think you're balancing yourself out little by little, Scorpio. I think you're facing things, and out of all the signs, you're not really afraid of the dark stuff too much. But I think that's what's going on there. What else? Yeah, King of Pentacles also represents business, money on a higher level, maybe OPM, and Scorpio's OPM, as in other people's money, as in outer sources of money, either investors or financiers, or lenders, or people helping you out. I really see a lot of people helping you out right now, and maybe you don't see it, so don't be afraid to reach out to people for help. I think you have a high vibratory state of energy, especially with the oppositions of Taurus and Scorpio always kind of appeal to me. I think those are one of the best matches out of all the oppositions in the zodiac, and I really think you're grounding yourself in some way in your life, and I amend that. And just keep going on this journey, Scorpio. Like, I think you're on your throne. In reality, Jupiter was in Scorpio last year on the last cycle, and I remember I was like, when Jupiter comes out of Scorpio, it's gonna be changing Scorpio's life. So, and I think Scorpios are changing. I work with a few Scorpios, and I see gradually their life, they're getting a better grasp and trusting, and emotionally they have more trust in the universe more than anything. But yeah, man, you guys, so keep doing your thing. There's still a lot of more blessings coming for you guys, and a lot of rewards for everything you've been through. So I appreciate you, Scorpio. Next we got Sagittarius, and we got for you guys Major Arcana, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, I always say, is about power, but not just any type of power, but power with your words. You see here, it's like a Pope figure. He's on the other side of that chair, that throne, talking to the people. Right here, we're balancing our energies out, free-spiritedness, but also being grounded, like the snake. Here we got the lamb for sacrifice, but also the keys above it. And the keys come down to, key words. You feel me? So key words open doors in your mind. Also, the key words open doors in other people's mind. So I think right now you have a high level, a high power of, using your words, Sagittarius. And I think you should use your words, of course, for good. But more than anything, just using your words, what's really behind it is the intention of the words, and also how you're going to influence people. I think you're going to be at a level of influence in June, when it's hot out, because you guys are fire. And also, you got Jupiter. Jupiter's in Sagittarius too, and it's a retrograde, which is a good thing. So sometimes you hear retrograde and you don't think it's good, but Jupiter runs. Jupiter runs Sagittarius. He's like the ruler of Sagittarius. So you have a lot of good energy on your side, a lot of malefic, benefic energy. It's going to be a lot of things that are going to benefit you, even if you don't think you can't even see why or how it's working for you. So make sure you use your words right, because I think you have an influence over people right now, and you want to make sure that you direct people and provide people with good energy that's positive and productive. You feel me? But I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and make sure you check your other signs, your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, whatever dominant sign. But I'll see y'all next month. Much peace, much love. Next we got Capricorn, and we got for Capricorn the Fool card. All right, Major Arcana, the Fool. So with the Fool card, what I think is going on here, Capricorn, more than anything, is I know this is Saturn's in Capricorn, so Saturn's teaching you a lot of things right now. Saturn's giving everybody lessons, especially Capricorns, because Saturn's in Capricorn, that's his home. So what I feel like is going on is that you're kind of feeling like, you really don't know what direction to move in, or you really are kind of more naive. I always say the Fool is kind of like naive, and naive means not to know yet, in a way, that you're figuring things out as you go. So I think you're at this point right now, Capricorn, that you might feel a little lost, but you have to trust and just take it one step at a time. The Fool card is also, he lives life on the edge, and I love that about this card. I love that about this energy, because sometimes you gotta loosen up, Capricorn. Sometimes you're too uptight. And don't take that personally. I got like 3 planets in Capricorn, so I got heavy Capricorn energy as well. That's why I got a lot of, you can tell I got earthly energy sometimes. But with the Fool card, I think I gotta let loose, live life on the edge a little bit, kind of relearn things, because the edge, like you gotta know the edge, and to know the edge, like knowledge is to know the edge, or know the ledge, break the words down, you see it. But I think that's what's going on right now. Maybe you gotta step to higher learning. Maybe you thought you knew everything at one point. I know a lot of Capricorns that are going through their what is it, like there's a lot of Saturn returns are happening right now, especially for Capricorn Saturns. Like, what, this shit is heavy for those people. I'm grateful I don't have that. I actually have I think Saturn in Aquarius, which mine's is coming up soon. But I think you guys are starting your cycle over. There's a lot of people starting a lot of cycles over. So when we start these cycles brand new, when they recycling, right, like these retrograde times, these returning times, we kind of get confused and feel lost a little bit. But like I said, life is one day at a time, one step at a time. You don't gotta see the whole picture, right, Capricorn? Because I know you guys like to know everything, but you can't. I'm sorry. But I thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you just do what you gotta do, Capricorn. Take it one step at a time. All right, much love. See you next month. Alright, next we got Cancer. What? Cancer? Aquarius! I hope none of you Aquarius take it personal that I said Cancer. By accident. But let's see what card we got for you guys. We got 10 of Swords. It's kind of an Aquarius type of card. Dark, mental, a lot of things in the mind. The swords are the words, right? So what this is showing here is your identity, Aquarius. I feel like you're about to be reborn in a way, especially mentally. I think you're setting a new mindset, a mind state in your mind, and I think you're killing your old self, and that's good. And it's either you're doing it yourself or the universe is doing it for you. I think a lot of Aquariuses, and I'm saying this for Leo before, because Aquarius and Leo went through a lot of changes these last 2.5 years. With all the lunar and solar eclipse being in those axes, right? So, I think your identity is being stripped of you. There's like an ego death, possibly. especially in the mental realm. And you got to be okay with that. Whether if it's the universe doing it to you, then you got to trust it. Whether it's you in control and you're fully aware that this is what you want to do and you want to be brand new, because I know Aquarius likes to reinvent itself, himself or herself or themselves a lot. So I think what you have to do is just come to acceptance and also trusting that energy more than anything. All right, don't be scared, just be aware. All right, Aquarius, take care of yourself. Much peace, much love. All right, now we got Pisces. What it do, what it be like, how are you? I appreciate y'all to the utmost. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you watched the first half of this video, just me expressing myself, how I've been just living my life in the 3D, in the physical realm, and I'm trying to balance it and have some digital world stuff, because yeah, my peoples. But I just want to say, if you're still watching this, I appreciate y'all. We're still gonna keep growing and going together, all right? But the card I got for y'all, for Joan, let's see. We got 3 of Wands, 3 of that fire, that desire, that action, that passion, that vibration of being a leader. 3 of Wands is overstanding situations. So you see, he's over here standing over a lot of land, a lot of people. It's also about being a leader. You can see all these people, they're seeing where 3 of Wands is going. They're seeing where you're going, Pisces. And I've been talking about this for a while. You don't believe me? Go back and check out my old videos when I be talking about Pisces. You guys are going to be the leaders of this new generation, like it or not. I'm sorry. Unfortunately. Or fortunately. More fortunately than anything. And I say unfortunately because, it comes with a lot of responsibility. But that's what levels you up. 3 of Wands also talks about understanding, understanding, overstanding, and then becoming outstanding, right? It talks about, kind of putting your foot down, and how can I say, I guess owning up to it, or, kind of seeing that there's no way around this. Like, the things you got to do, Pisces, you got to do it. You have to embrace certain things. I think you have to go next level and kind of push yourself. Pisces been through a lot of shit. I know it for sure, first-handedly. I know a lot of people that are Pisces or Pisces dominant energy that went through a lot of shit this last cycle, last 7 years especially, but the work's not done. More than anything, I think we got through the hardest parts, especially for Pisces. For a lot of other signs, it's going to be much difficult, but I think that it's time to put your foot down and be the leader that you got to be. And most of the time, people don't see Pisces as a leader, or sometimes Pisces don't see themselves as a leader, but I think you got to own up to it. I think you got to, kind of just claim it, kind of own it, own this new position in your life. And more than anything, I think is time for you to really start diving deep and understanding what your purpose is here for. It might not be fully clear, but what I'm really feeling with the 3 of Wands in this time, because it's retrograde time, but 3 of Wands is not telling you to stop. I feel like a lot of other signs, it was saying hey, you're good where you're at, kind of reanalyze things, or it was saying more of try to become aware of things. But more with you guys, I think this retrograde time is kind of saying take a step forward. It's retrograde season, but with Pisces, you guys are very adaptable. One thing I'm trying to implement in people is that retrogrades are not bad. They're actually almost better, if anything, because the planets are slowing down and it's allowing you to kind of even use that energy at a higher level to, because we have to transmute these energies, right? So I feel like when this energy in retrograde comes, the energy is more still for you to grab it and use it. When they're direct and they're more in faster motion, it's harder to grab that energy sometimes. You got to grab it when it pops up, But other than that, 3 of Wands, I definitely think is telling you to you know, put your foot down and start leading. You know, start becoming the leader you're supposed to be, Pisces. Even though you might not see it right now how you are a leader, just know that you are, because the universe assigned it to you, because you are one of the lucky ones that have a very close relationship to God, to higher source, to higher power. You know, whether you're aware of it or not, you are very connected. And Three of Wands is saying more than anything, not just to show it to everybody, oh, I'm connected, but use it for things that are benefit. My dog's going crazy. I think it's time. I think it's time for me to go. But yeah, Pisces, I think it's time for you to go. You know, I think it's time for you to be that leader and head in the direction you gotta go in. You know, you might not see where you gotta go. You might not even realize you gotta go somewhere, but you gotta go, alright? Just like I gotta go right now. Much peace, much love, always and always, my people. Thank you for tuning in. Alright, guys. This is the reading for June. You got any questions or you got any feedback for my food for thought? Because I gave you food for thought, so feed me back. Comment down below. Let me know how it goes, how it was. I appreciate y'all to the utmost. There's always love. There's always peace. There's always abundance. There's always progression. There's always about production and creation. Alright, so I gotta go. My dog's wilding out. But I love you guys. And just stay up, man. We're about to go through some heavy, dark times, some murky waters. But the sun still shines all the time. Alright? Much peace. Much love.
They got you thinking that I'm dying, quoting all my songs, telling you that I'm lying. Don't ignore the truth, cause the truth will always find you. No matter where you go, is always right there behind you. See the shiny lights is only really there to blind you. Crazy how the stars in the sky could define you. Crazy how the stars in the sky could define you.